Mountain trails like this one make it easy to spend a day biking or running in the city of Boulder, and exercise played a crucial role in the city's #1 rating. The Buffs were looking up at everyone else in the conference last season, finishing last in rebounding and block shots. Conventional wisdom would suggest that the Buffs need a new big man to loom over opposing players. I'm here at the Student Rec Center, which has been dramatically impacted by the recent student government elections. Sports media gads like this one are currently going the way of the dinosaur. In the future, to get your information, you're going to have to turn to the internet. Carl Manthe has been a Hillside Road resident and CU neighbor for 35 years, and he is less than pleased with the university's newest building, the $14 million, 55,000 square foot Institute of Behavioral Sciences.
There's a building that's going up on top of the hill, and it's there. There's a pit being dug 2 lots away from me, and it just shows up. That's what notice I get.
The University Planning, Design, and Construction Department says it has made every effort to talk to neighborhood residents throughout the building process.
In the very beginning of the planning of the project, we had a couple open houses. We went door to door and talked to all the neighbors in the area and asked about their concerns and let them know what the project was going to be and everything like that.
The building has upset city council members because it stands well above Boulder's 55-foot height limit. But since the university is a state entity, it is not bound by City of Boulder laws. Nevertheless, the IBS building and construction projects related to it continue to stir up controversy. This region of Hillside Road behind me hasn't always looked like this, but the university recently dug it up in order to put in a new pipeline. Residents of Hillside Road said that they were never consulted about such changes and were shocked at what they saw.
It's a bomb crater. Looks exactly like a World War I bomb crater. This enormous thing, the hole dug out of the ground, all the vegetation gone.
Paul Levitt lives in this home on Hillside Road, but is also an English professor at CU.
I really cannot understand why the university insists on having such poor relations with its neighbors.
But the university says respecting their neighbors is always a top priority.
You know, everybody has their perception, but we've tried, and we've done a lot to include the community and the city and everything else to make sure that we aren't being a bad neighbor, because that's the last thing we want to do.
So for now, the university and at least some of its neighbors remain at odds over the new IBS building, which is scheduled for completion by the end of the month. Lucas Brandl, News Team, Boulder. The CU football program is currently under construction. With the 2010 season now over, the time is coming to name a new head coach. There's been a lot of talk about former coach Bill McCartney returning to the job, and some players have expressed interest in interim coach Brian Cabral taking over.
But I think that if they're looking for a guy that's going to know this program and put it in the right direction, that's going to be Coach Cabral, and I fully support that. But I'm not trying to say, I'm going to support whoever's hired. So.
But a report in today's Daily Camera announced that the job was down to 3 men: former players Eric Bieniemy and John Embry, and offensive coordinator of Alabama, Jim McElwain. If you've been following the articles on this coaching search, you've undoubtedly seen the name David Clough. Clough is the faculty athletics representative and head of the CU search committee. He's been working 30 to 45 hours a week on top of being a full-time engineering professor on trying to find CU's next head coach. It's a ton of work, but Clough and his committee are in charge of putting together a very influential recommendation for athletic director Mike Bone. So what is the committee looking for in the next head coach?
They have to be able to hire excellent people to work for them. They have to be able to manage those people toward a goal.
Clough could not speculate on when the coaching decision will officially be made, but it sure does sound like the announcement is coming sooner rather than later.
Things are pretty intense and they move very quickly. So it would be a bit of a concern to me to have an input session from any group that's so late in the process that it would have no impact.
With a new coach on the way, CU fans hope that the Colorado flag will once again wave high and that after many tough seasons there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Lucas Brandl, News Team, Boulder.
4 years ago, he snuck out of the back fence because I left it open and got himself hit by a car and broke his pelvis and his back. And you know, at that point we didn't know if he was going to make it or not. You know, pretty sad night, and you know, got word that he was doing better.
Ricky has fully recovered from the injury. Him and his owner, RJ Fogel, look forward to many more years together.
I'm going to be getting out of college and, you know, getting out and starting my life, so he'll probably be joining me on that adventure.
Lucas Brandl, News Team Boulder. That's 100. That's 200. That's 300. You just witnessed $300 worth of crimes being committed, all from ignoring one little stop sign at the corner of Libby Drive and Colorado Avenue. The CU Police Department has been stepping up efforts to give $100 tickets for this offense. But the rate of tickets being issued recently is astounding. 45 tickets in the month of March at a rate of $100 each. Some days, this one stop sign accounted for more than 70% of the tickets issued for the entire day on all of campus. At over $1,000 a week, the CU Police Department sure is bringing in a lot of money. When you like pay $100 fine, where does the money like go to?
Well,
what happens with it?
Because it's a municipal violation and we're essentially enforcing City of Boulder municipal code, it actually goes to the City of Boulder.
But wherever the money is going, it's not that hard to bike down Colorado Avenue and not have to pay $100. All you have to do is stop at the sign. Lucas Brandl, News Team Boulder. CU's Counseling and Psychological Services says that eating disorders have the highest mortality rate of any psychiatric disorder. And after the break, we'll have sports with Alex Kaufman. Alex, what do you have for us? Thanks, Alex. After the break, the economy may be down, but are Halloween costumes an expense that consumers are willing to spare? Well, the Buffs couldn't win Tuesday night, but later on the Nuggets hosted the Knicks at the Pepsi Center. Could they bring a win to Colorado? This Saturday is Senior Day as the Buffs will play on Folsom Field one last time this year. As News Team Eric Dugan reports, for one senior, this will cap off an outstanding college career.
And look, Lucas Brandt is here to tell us about sports. What do we have, Lucas?
Yeah, coming up in sports after the break, I've got all the info that you'll need to be the most informed fan at your tailgate before the CU-Georgia game this Saturday. The Yankees had lost 3 in a row to the Texas Rangers and needed a win here to stay alive. In the bottom of the second, Granderson gets a hit, Lance Berkman will score, and the Rangers have some trouble throwing the ball. Botched pass here, and then another botched pass to home plate, and Jorge Posada will score as well. Then you've got Robinson Cano here in the bottom of the third inning, hitting a home run. Yankees win 7-2 and show some signs of life. This week, Buff fans will have to gear up for a Saturday afternoon home game against Texas Tech. Here's a closer look at the Red Raiders. The offense revolves around this man, their quarterback, Taylor Potts. Texas Tech has the 6th most passing yards in the nation, and he's the biggest reason why. Here he hits Alex Torres in the back of the end zone for a touchdown. And he'll also throw the ball right into double coverage like you'll see here, but put it in a place where only his receiver is able to catch the ball. Sometimes Texas Tech doesn't even need Taylor Potts though. Here we have running back Eric Stevens lined up in the shotgun, and he takes the direct snap to run into the end zone. The crazy thing about this offense though is that Eric Stevens might not even be the most explosive running back on the Texas Tech team. Here's the other running back, Baron Batch, and when you are ready to tackle him, make sure you actually tackle him, because when he gets to the secondary, he's one of the fastest people in the entire nation.